Hi everyone, it's Ashley and today I'm finally bringing you my April book haul. I have a pretty giant book haul to give you guys, although I feel like all of my book hauls have been pretty giant. But I have 16 books to show you, so I feel like this video is going to be kind of long, so you might want to grab a snack or a drink or something and then come back. But I guess I'm just going to dive right in and get started because I probably don't want to waste any more of your time. Just a quick side note before I start this video. I kind of just wanted to let you guys know that I have officially linked my Amazon wish list in the description boxes below in all of my videos. I am not doing this because I want you to buy me books. I actually kind of feel a little bit uncomfortable posting it because I feel like you guys are going to think I want you to buy me books, and that is not why I'm doing it. It's just that lately I have realized that I always click on people's Amazon wish lists to like see what they want to read next because it introduces me to books that I didn't even know existed until I checked their wish list. And I just like to know what that person wants to read in the future. So that's why I'm doing it, so you guys can see what I really want to read in the future or what I'm planning on buying in the future. If you want to buy me a book, I would feel ridiculously overwhelmed, but please do not by any means feel like you have to buy me a book. You don't. Ever. You don't ever need to buy me a book. I will be your best friend for the rest of life if you never, ever, ever get me a book. Just, yeah. But it's there if you want to see what I'm planning on reading in the future or what I'm planning on buying in the future. So yeah, that was awkward and weird, and let's move on. Yeah. So the first book that I have to show you is from Simon & Schuster, and they actually sent this book to my store and I just kind of grabbed it up. I actually kind of almost stole it-ish from one of my coworkers, but she doesn't like contemporary, and the minute I told her I really wanted it when she was just iffy about it, she kind of just gave it to me anyway, so I didn't really steal it. I just lawyered my way into getting it? I don't know. And that is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. I'm really excited about reading this book. It's a contemporary book about two best friends. One of them is super outgoing and does a lot of adventures, and the other one not so much. And the adventurous friend kind of goes away for the summer and tells her non-adventurous friend to do something adventurous for the summer. That's all I really know about it. I haven't looked that much into what the book's about because I kind of want to go into it a bit blind. I really like contemporaries and I'm so excited to read this one this summer. And the next book I received from Penguin, and they actually sent it directly to me, and I'm pretty excited about this one, and that is The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. Gabrielle Zevin wrote Elsewhere, and Elsewhere I personally loved. I know that it gets mixed reviews, but I loved it. I haven't read Gabrielle Zevin's other series, I don't know, Blood is in the title, but I don't remember because it's a dystopian and I just wasn't that interested. But this looks so freaking cute. I have not looked that much into what it's about. I know that it's about a baby who gets dropped off at a bookstore and then kind of gets raised by the owner of the bookstore, or at least that's what I think it's about. But I don't want to look that much into it because it's super short and I kind of just want to like power read it one day and just enjoy the love of it. Also, I just saw Jenny from Jellify or Jellify, I don't know how to properly say that, her video, and she read this and she absolutely loved it, so now I'm even more pumped for the prospect of reading this. And the third book that I got this month is from Random House Canada, and I am so happy about receiving this book, and they actually sent me a finished copy, a finished hardcover copy, and I'm so excited because the cover is so gorgeous, and that is The Here and Now by Anne Brashers. What? Can you see this cover? What is this? It's so beautiful and it's so thin. It's much thinner than I thought it was going to be, and I love the Sister to the Traveling Pants series. I'm planning on rereading that this summer actually, and I'm just so excited about this. It's about a girl who travels to New York from the future to try to stop a crazy plague from happening that is supposed to terrorize and destroy the world. It looks awesome. I'm pretty excited. And now onto all of the books that I purchased myself this month. This video is going to make me feel very bad about my spending habits. And the first book that I bought for myself this month was the Veronica Mars book. It is called The $1,000 Tan Line, and it is by Rob Thomas, who is the writer of Veronica Mars. And just for those of you who don't know, Veronica Mars is like the be-all and end-all of amazing television shows, and if you don't know that about me, then you should know it now. I am obsessed with Veronica Mars. I've always been obsessed with Veronica Mars. I saw the movie in theaters twice, and all I want is to own the DVD so that I can just watch it constantly all the time, because I think I rewatched that television show way too often. So I'm so excited to own this book because apparently Rob Thomas is actually going to make a book series about the Veronica Mars like plotline. So I'm gonna have so much Veronica Mars in my life constantly all the time, new Veronica Mars, and it's an extremely exciting thing for me. And the next book is kind of a bandwagon that I'm extremely late to, and that is Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging by Louise Renison. Is that right? Yes. So I bought the first book. I thought about buying more than the first book at once, but I just bought the first one. I know I'm gonna end up wanting to read the whole series, but I think this is gonna be a really awesome, super quick power read in the summertime, because I've started it and like even just the words are super big and there's not a lot on every page. So I know that I can finish this so quickly, and I'm really excited about it, and I know that it's a lot of British humor, and I love British humor. So anyways, I'm just very excited about this. Speaking of bandwagons that I'm super late to, Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. This is another one. I should have just bought the whole series at once. Yep. But I'm really excited about it. This is about, I don't even think I need to tell you guys this, but I'll tell you anyways. This is about a girl whose touch is lethal. She can't touch anyone or she will kill them. And she is being held up in captivity with the government because she can kill people. I have a feeling, and I mean I don't know this because I don't watch people's reviews of this book and I try very hard to stay away from spoilers, but I feel like it's probably that the government's trying to use her for that. But regardless, I'm excited about reading it. I've heard that the love in this is just off the charts, out of this world craziness, and apparently there's a love triangle. Hopefully I don't hate that as much as I hate most love triangles, but I'm really excited to try it. And a lot of people say that Tahereh Mafi's writing is like on point, so I'm so excited to read this. And the next book I actually purchased solely because I was going to a book signing for this author, and it was a brand new book, and I just kind of wanted to have the book when I went to the book signing, and also because I've heard really good things about it. One of my best friends that I work with really loved this book, and that is Sea of Shadows by Kelly Armstrong. I don't know much about this book. I know that it involves some kind of supernatural element. I think it's witchcraft, but I could be wrong. And I know the main character's name is Ashen. That's kind of cool. There's never a main character whose name is Ashley. It's like the most popular name in the world, and there's no book characters named Ashley. I don't understand. It's very frustrating. But yeah, it looks kind of cool, and I got it signed by Kelly Armstrong, so that's cool too. Also, there was some swag at this book signing. I would drop it. And there's also some swag at another book signing that I went to this month, and I also have been buying some fangirlish swag in preparation for when I hit 5,000 subscribers, so just prepare yourselves. And the next book that I got this month is Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. And let's just love this cover for a second. Collective love for this cover. And then I will tell you that I mainly bought this book because there was the book signing. I have not read the second book in the series yet. I know. But I am rereading the first book right now so that I can marathon all the books. I actually don't even own the second book in this series yet. But they didn't have it in hardcover, and I want them all in hardcover, so I bought this one. Also, I don't know if you see this little sticker in the corner there, but this edition of this book was a specialty edition for Chapters Indigo in Canada, and it comes with an art print in the back that is signed by Laini Taylor. Yeah, it's just a limited edition art print that's signed by Laini Taylor. And then I also got the book signed by Laini Taylor. Right there. Yep. So there's also this, which I'm so excited about. It looks so good, and it's giant. Oh, I'm so excited to marathon this series. I can't really explain what this book is about because it's the third book in a series, but I can explain to you guys what the first book is about, and even then I can't explain much because it's one of those series where if I explain a lot about the series, I'm actually just gonna kind of ruin it for you. But it's about a girl who was raised by chimera, who are half animal, half human, and she doesn't know who her mom or dad is, and her Brimstone, who is kind of like her father figure, collects teeth, and you don't know why he's collecting teeth, you just know that he's collecting teeth, and when people give him teeth he will give them wishes. And then all of a sudden these black handprints are showing up all over his doors all over the world, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can explain. It's a super wonderful epic YA fantasy. Pick it up if you haven't read it yet. The first book was fabulous. And I might as well talk about the last book signing I went to this month, and that is Jenny Han's book signing for To All the Boys I've Loved Before. I have already read this book that. It was so good. I read it in a day. I read it in a sitting, cover to cover. It was so flippin' good. If you like contemporary, read this. If you're not sure if you like contemporary, read this. If you just need something that's gonna make you happy about the fact that it's spring and life and wonderfulness, read this. It's just so good. It's just so good. To All the Boys I've Loved Before is about a girl named Laura Jean who writes these letters to boys that she's loved, and she addresses them and she puts them in an envelope and then she hides them in a hat box in her bedroom. And she never intends on sending these letters out to those guys. They're just her way of coping with things and then moving forward. She writes the letter and she no longer loves these boys. And the letter is about all the things that she loves about them and all the things that she hates about them and all of these things that she never wants anyone in the entire world to know. And then one day someone finds the hat box and all the letters get sent out. And she has to deal with the repercussions of all of these people finding out all of these feelings that she never wanted them to know she had. And it's just so good. It's just so good. And it's going to be a duology. There's going to be a second book that is going to be called P.S. I Still Love You. And just, please, it's just so good. Next, I actually have a book that I did not buy. It was given to me as a, I'm borrowing it from one of my best friends, so I'm gonna have to give it back to her, although I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up buying my own copy because I think I'm gonna love it so much. And that is The Earth, My Butt, and Other Big Round Things, and as you can see, it's like shiny. It's like a mirror. What? It's also a Michael L. Prince winner, and I love Michael L. Prince winners. But this is another one. I can't really tell you much about the book, but it's about a girl who's kind of chubby, and the rest of her family are very skinny and very perfect and pristine, and she is not. And something happens, and her entire world is kind of thrown out of orbit. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I can say. But I haven't read it, but no one will tell me much other than that, and that's pretty much all the back tells you. Guys, I finally did it. I finally caved and I bought a Colleen Hoover book. I bought Maybe Someday, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I love all of you and all of you telling me to buy her books and love her books and read them, and I trust your opinion, but I honestly solely bought this book because the cover of this book looks like it just looks like an 80s cover. It looks like an 80s something, 80s movie, 80s book, 80s something. It just looks like an 80s something. Doesn't this just remind you of like Sweet Valley High or something? Like, just really? It's just so freaking retro and I love it so much. I have also heard really, really good things about this book and just Colleen Hoover in general, and I've never read anything by her, so I'm actually really excited to start reading this book. As far as I know, this is about a girl who is in university. She's 22, which is my age, which is really cool, and she has a problem. I think her boyfriend cheats on her and she has a really hard time like coping with that, and she ends up meeting a guy that like lives next door, lives in her dorm or something, and they become really, really close and they bond over music, I believe. And I also know that this has an album that the author wrote with like a musician for the book so that you can listen to the album when you're reading the book. So that's just the coolest thing in the world. Speaking of finally caving and buying these books, I finally got Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I have heard nothing but good things about this series. I have not read this series, obviously, but I have heard nothing but good things, and then I was on chapters.ca and they had this book for $5.99 in hardcover, and I was like, this is fate. This is fate telling me I finally have to read this book. So I bought it and I'm really excited to start reading it. As far as I can tell from what people tell me on booktube videos, this is about a girl who is an assassin or assassin-like, and she has to go into this like trial at a palace to try to win something in order to become like something to the king so that she doesn't die. And then all of a sudden they start finding out that people, like, you're supposed to kill your fellow people in the game, but someone from outside the game is killing game members and they have to try to escape the game or something like that. I hope I didn't butcher the description of this book, but I'm very excited to start reading it. We're so close. There's only 4 left, guys. Next, I bought Better Off Friends by Elizabeth Eulberg. I read the description for this and it's so short and it's just a cute contemporary and I really wanted to buy it, but I talked myself out of it. And then when I was at work, I saw this and then I took the dust jacket off and saw that. And I bought it that day because, what? Of course, that is the cutest thing in the world. When covers have like things in the inside cover that make it so like without the dust jacket it still looks beautiful, I cave every time. That's the key, publishing people. The key is the hardcovers, the underneath has to be beautiful. Yeah. The title kind of describes what this book is about, but it is about two friends, a boy and a girl, who have been best friends pretty much their entire lives, or their entire like young adult lives, and everyone thinks that they should date, but they never do because they're just better off being friends. And then all of a sudden they kind of realize maybe we're so close and such good friends because we could be together. But obviously there are lots of things thrown at them and horrible things happen, but it's just a really cute, lighthearted, contemporary romance. If you're looking for something like that, I would highly recommend it. I've already read this book. Next we have The Geography of You and Me by Jennifer E. Smith. I bought this because I absolutely loved the statistical probability of love at first sight, and this cover is just so pretty and all the covers match, and oh my god, just yes. So yeah, this is about a boy and a girl who meet in an elevator during a power outage in New York City, and they just bond, and then all of a sudden they're sent opposite ways. One moves to the West Coast, one moves to Europe, then one moves to somewhere else, and someone moves to somewhere else, but they keep in contact with each other and they try to stay like pen pals and very close, and every time that they try to get together they're kind of thrown in opposite directions, and it's about like their journey with long distance love and how love can travel any distance, I guess is what I'm assuming. But I'm really excited to read it. It looks super cute, and I love Jennifer E. Smith's writing. Next, we have The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. And you guys have seen this in a few of my videos recently because I've been mentioning it. I'm about 70 pages in. It's good so far, the writing's pretty good, and it's a weird style of writing that I'm enjoying, but it's about a girl who was born with wings, like bird wings, in regular everyday life, and she is going back in her family history to figure out why that might possibly be, because no doctor can figure out why, they can't be removed, and she just wants to understand her own life and her own heritage. And it's just, it looks so good. There's a lot of historical elements in this, and I just, yeah, I'm liking it so far, and the cover is just gorgeous. And lastly this month I got Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins, and I've already read this and it was so good. It's about a girl who is a Southern belle to a T. She wears dresses, she's very girly, she gets straight A's, etc, etc. And at the homecoming dance she forgets her lip gloss, and when she goes to put lip gloss on in the bathroom, this guy walks into the bathroom with like a gash in his stomach, bleeding, and it's her janitor. She doesn't know what's going on, and then she finds out that he's being hunted by someone, and then he like kisses her, and all of a sudden she has these crazy ninja powers and she doesn't know what's going on. It's so good. If you have ever seen Buffy or Legally Blonde, for me the best way to describe this book is it's like a retelling of Buffy, though Buffy is not a vampire slayer. She has a different prophecy to fulfill, and she's a little bit more like Elle Woods. A little bit more girly, but super intelligent. And it's just so, so good. I would highly recommend it. I absolutely adored this book. So that's it. Let's see if I can pick this stack up. Those are all the books that I bought this month. If you have read any of these books, or if you want to read any of these books, please comment below and let me know. And until next time, I really hope that you guys are having a wonderful beginning to the month of May, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye!